Remember, just like every year, we've got the moon cycles, right? Over the course of multiple years, you might have Saturn or Pluto, or, we have Mercury multiple times a year, but then other planets that are farther away or bigger or whatever, or even smaller, just having a larger orbit, it takes them a longer time to rotate around. So their cycles might take 20 years. The moon cycle only takes a month. The Mercury might take 6 weeks, that kind of thing, okay? So remember that there's always more than one cycle going on, but we're talking about a couple big ones. In 2016, a 30-year cycle ended. This 30-year cycle wasn't even connected to this prophecy. Like it is, because everything's connected, but it's not in terms of important timelines for you to be aware of. But you do want to look back and say, in 2016, if I look back 30 years, and if you're only 20, then think about it. What happened 10 years before you were born in your parents' life? Okay, all kinds of things like this. In 2016, this cycle ended, but most of us, even people like me and some of you who, like, being a twin flame isn't your first rodeo with spiritual things, even those of us who knew to look and to try to be aware, we did not know what was happening. And it wasn't until at least a year, maybe two, maybe even three for some, that they became aware that, whoa, wait a minute, something is up here. 2017, August, there was a permanent change. August 21st, you can look up that date, there was an eclipse, and that day began a new cycle, our cycle. 2017 was the year of the crashing wave, and many of us found each other that year, reconnected that year. Many of us found our spiritual self that year. So much happened in 2017. So we all came crashing in like it was a tsunami, and it brought us to this spiritual plane, and all kind of got up and scratched our heads and were like, what in the heck is this? This is the point where your consciousness may have become fully aware that you were a part of something bigger. Again, some of you have known. I've known since I was a kid, since I was young. And so that's the hard part, is if you are new to this, you might look at 2017 and go, oh my gosh, wow, yeah, sure, I can see it all. But if you've been doing this for a long time, spiritual things, we'll just say it that way, you might look at that and go, I mean, 2017 was just another year. So make sure you take a second and think about that movie Crash. If you've ever seen it, if you haven't, it's a very good movie. It used to be one of my favorite movies, actually. But if you have, think about that movie, how everything is connected. Everyone somehow just ends up falling together. That is what happened that year, and it can be easy to look at it and think it was just another day, just another year.